Well, I think maybe I got a little smarter and I pulled the fan off. And then I pulled the hydraulic tubes back off. Maybe I can tip it this way to make the nose of this go down and through that hole, because they just didn't make this hole big enough for this elbow to fit through. It's just a real tight, it's just a pain in the ass. And hopefully my forklift's about out of propane. And hopefully I don't run out of propane. He's kind of missing right there a little bit. We're using some more straps. Bill got me four different straps, and this is the other set he gave me. Working out pretty nice. Oh, calm down. Quit your swinging around. Calm down. Alright. Let's see if we can get this thing worked through the hole here. Oh, I might have... Jeez, man. I'll tell you what, that went in there a hell of a lot easier than it come out of there. I fought that thing getting it out. Fought it. Well, I guess that wasn't so bad after all, huh? I'll just leave her like that for right now. I gotta get a bolt. I'm a little bit crooked here. It's not quite square. Let's see here. Get one bolt started in it maybe, and then let it down a little bit. Let's see. Go down here. Probably more there. Ah, shit, too much. Well, I'll have to put it on the nose right here. Where are the... I must have carried all the bolts for it and put them over there. Let's see if it'll kind of stick on them two bolts. I hate that pipe. I do. I hate it. I hate it. I do. I really do. Let's go get a line-up bar. Let's get a 1 3/16 inner inch. Hey, Duke. Hey, Daisy. Them pups, they're ready for springtime. Okay. Now, see if we can get her to catch a thread in there. I got it started. These are 450 foot-pounds also. Pretty sure I got it started. No. I didn't get it started. Now I did. Alright, let's get the other side. Let's make sure that side started on us. I think it did. Duke, don't get, come on, get out from under there. Come on, buddy. You don't need to be under there, partner. I don't want you under that. Dangerous. I'd rather knock a hole in the floor than kill one of you guys. We can fix the floor. May not be able to fix you. Oh, buddy. I know. Golly, it's boring in here. I know. Don't worry. Springtime's marching towards us rapidly. Pretty soon we'll be out in the field for numerous service calls, huh? Yeah, one after another. One after another, guys. You guys remember that old Clint Eastwood movie, Any Which Way But Loose? That's, I always tell my wife, that's what I want. I want a Clyde to ride around with me. A big orangutan. Get out there and pick that counterweight up and throw him on there, Clyde. Scrap the deer, Clyde. We watched that old movie the other night on Netflix or something, and maybe it's Amazon or something. I love those old Any Which Way But Loose or Any Which Way You Can. Those are good old movies. You know, you know what I like about a lot of the older movies is they don't have some damn political agenda. Every movie seems like you watch these days has got some environmental twist to it, or you know, I don't want your politics in my movies, man. Just entertain me and leave me alone. Quit trying to force that shit down my throat. You know, it's bad enough that we got to watch this bullshit on TV all day long, and with the news and all the drama that's going on with that crap, and then you get it shoved down your throat in the middle of the day, you know, when you just want to relax and watch a movie, and you don't want this, you don't want to look at that shit, you know, or Duke, we're missing one big bolt, buddy. We're missing one big bolt. It should be laying right here. There it is. I don't know why it's laying over here. There it is. It's right here, buddy. Oh, Duke, if he could grab an end wrench and help out, he'd do it. Just stay out from under there, okay? Till we get this. We pretty well got her bolted in right now, buddy, but you stay there, okay? Till I get this thing sucked up and bolted in. And then you can come in and out where you go, wherever you want to go, buddy. Come here. Come on over here. Come on. Come on, buddy. Right there. Good boy. You're probably smarter than I was when I was a kid. My grandpa and my dad was always having to tell me to get out from underneath things, and you know what, I think I screwed up here. That bolt's longer. I believe it needs to go here. Let's see what that. Yeah, Dad would always have to get on me because I'd walk underneath something I shouldn't have been walking underneath, and they're the same damn length, so okay. started. Let's get it. I need that socket. And pretty soon we'll have all the parts out, buddy. Arr. I'll let you guys outside here and let you run around. It's raining. Well, I still haven't cleaned up all the mess from the damn hay squeeze yet. Just this guy wouldn't answer his phone for a week, trying to, you know, make a decision because he likes buying his parts. He don't want you ordering any parts and things like that. And so he wouldn't answer his phone for a week. He finally did, and finally got the injectors to me. That's why I kind of broke free on this and quit working on this and started working on the Detroit and the hay squeeze, because they answered the phone and were communicating with me. All right, the nose is on it again. Man, them straps sure work good. I've been doing things the hard way my whole life. These guys are smarter than me. Got some pretty nice equipment there. I'm just a cheapskate. If I got something that'll work, I mean, I use it until it won't work anymore. I don't know. When I was a kid, we didn't. Kind of grew up kind of poor, didn't have nothing. I'm gonna run out of fuel in this thing. I can see it happening. I'm gonna have to get a hold of my better half and have her come get this tank and go have it filled up and bring it back. Oh yeah, those things are worth their weight in gold. I sure like those straps. I'll use the hell out of them for stuff like this. Now let's get this miserable charge air cooler pipe up here and hooked up to the turbo. Oh god, this thing. You almost need two people to manage this damn thing. Just such an awkward. Jeez. All right. That's from that thing. I just think you just need to get up in the morning and just tell your wife before you go in there and touch it, just kick me in the balls. Just get it over with and just kick me square in the balls. I believe that goes in right there. Yeah, that's where it goes. I don't know if we should be bracketing all that shit down yet or not till we get our other stuff on here. I'm not real certain about that. I kind of don't want it to fall off up the stairs again. I gotta call the dealer over there and get the filters. That's 3155, and I got a 7430 now that's got something wrong with it. I gotta go look at. It's raining and blowing and going out there. They said don't worry about it today, so I said, well, I'm glad you told me that, because I'd kind of like to keep going on. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on here and just kind of loosely start the bolts. That. I thought I'd tighten that top. supercharger or cooler hose yet, or wait till I get the radiators and all that bullshit back on there. I think I'll just leave it loose for now. All these hoses here are gonna have to... This shit's rotten, it keeps breaking on me. Just hard and brittle. Looks like 5/16 fuel line or whatever. This one here broke too. I'm gonna have to change it. It's 5/16 or 1/4 inch. Let's see if I got any of that. I need to change that before I get too carried away and get all this crap on here and then have to backtrack and put that stuff on. Let's go ahead and slip this on. Well, they loaded a hay truck with the squeeze this morning, and he says everything ran good. What was that? So that's always good to hear. I guess we can put our fan back on. Raining, raining, raining out there. We need every drop of moisture we can get. That's probably the worst part about the whole project, just putting this nose back on there, which it's not too bad. That pipe actually went together a lot easier than I expected it to go together. I've probably just been doing it wrong for so many years. I know just doing a front cover job makes them kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, but saddle them like that. It's gonna try to tip sideways, but that's okay. That's alright, that ain't gonna hurt nothing. Actually, you know what? Got another idea how we can rig this. Nice thing about these straps is they're not so hard on the paint and hard on the hardware like a chain is. I didn't want to use the straps on the engine putting it in because I didn't want to. I wanted, you know, the bolts. I want stuff to stay still there when I'm doing that. That's the thing about the straps. There's no real way to bolt it in or anything like that. Ooh. Oh. There, that'll kind of. I think that'll kind of stabilize it. We'll have to do the same thing on the other side. You think you got a good idea until you actually put it into use and you go, oh shit, that didn't work. Now let's see if we can make this work. her off before she runs out of fuel. Alright. See if this is going to work or if this is going to be an epic failure. I don't really need to get it centered that bad. I just need to get it up there. Without damaging the radiator. Okay, let's get this thing in there before we run out of propane and the forklift. Probably run out when we get it about halfway stuffed in there and have to drag it out of the way. Or take off and go to town and here's the other one. Okay. I remember it was pretty tight just getting this off of here, but let's take this hose and slide it up the tube just as far as we can. Give ourselves as much room as humanly possible. Oh yeah, radiator shroud there, moron. Might want to put that on there. Captain Clueless. Paging Captain Clueless. If you can't give yourself a hard time, and oh jeez. That's so cowboy. The other day we were, I should have videoed it, but I didn't think about it at the time. But he's kind of he's a character. And he goes, boy, that feller I got working for me over there, he's dumber than boiled owl shit. I about pissed my pants. I was laughing so damn hard. Dumber than boiled owl shit. Oh, god damn. Yeah, get a damn laugh out of me on that one. Okay, that's shroud. Where is the shroud? Oh, here it is. And this shroud was already broken when I got a hold of it. So, how does this go? I don't remember what's top and what's bottom. Is there a cutout or anything for the... I don't remember. I thought there was some kind of tube that went... Wasn't there a tube that went clear back? Oh, this goofy thing here, huh? Is that gotta go on? That's gonna go on the intake. That'll just lay across the top, so I ain't worried about that. Shit, I don't remember where that goes. I'm pretty sure that goes on the top. Yeah, that goes on the top, and I think it comes into the bottom of this somewhere. Yeah, it goes into the bottom of that right there. Okay. Dumber than boiled owl shit. Yeah. Okay. Just kind of hope I can Set that right over the radiator itself, or the fan. What I was wanting to do. This thing here is kind of screwing me up. And this is orientated completely wrong or something here. This upper hose. That is all wrong. Obviously it's got to go. There's just no way it can go the way it's sitting right now, as far as I can tell. I think it's got to actually go. Huh. Well, we can put that on afterwards anyway. Get that in there. It's kind of in the way anyhow. Get that set up over there. All right. Let's go down a little more. Remember, that was an enormous pain in the ass getting that off of there. Alright, oh shoot. I've seen better days. Alright. Nuts and bolts we got screwed. Well, let's check the oil on it before we start it up. Well, it's nice and clean. They should have made that dipstick a different color because it's the same color as the oil. It's kind of hard to read it. That stuff ought to stay there. Okay, let's just double check. Make sure bolts all the way on the pulley here. Going on the compressor, under the tensioner, and over the alternator. Alright. So I'm going to put the step on and everything over there. Oh! Watch your oil pressure. Oil level, I didn't drain any oil out of the hydraulic system. I know what CCU61 is, that's a clean oil reservoir. rev up now. Wasn't getting enough air before with that charge air cooler line off. Notice it don't hardly smoke at all now. Well, it does a bit. I mean, it's a non-emissions engine, but well, guys, we're getting closer and closer. The next thing we have to do is, now that we've got all that wrapped up, we got to put that big plastic piece that goes on the intake here. We got a little bit of paint here boiling off of our exhaust manifold, and you know, probably ought to pour antifreeze in it before we even do that. But we'll put this heat shielding garbage on there. This old girl shall have a new lease on life. Heart transplant. I'm mighty happy, guys. I like these engines, man. I really like them a lot, these 8.1s. That plate that goes on the bottom of this, I keep looking at that because that old dump truck over there, that old International, that DT466 in it. It's early, man, I'd probably say mid 80s, early 80s. How the hell he's licensing this thing in California is beyond me. He must know somebody. What year is this thing? It's a clean old truck though. What year is this thing? 54? Bullshit. Oh, model not. Oh, okay. It's a model 1954. I don't think so. Date of manufacture 6/20/85. It's an 85. Yeah, it's got a Bosch inline pump, almost just like that one sitting right over there. And that plate on the bottom of this pump is just, I mean, it's just running out of that thing. So we got to get it off, and I'd probably fix the pump myself, but I don't have time to mess with it. I'm just going to send it off to Organ Fuel Injection and tell them to reseal it. Alright, well, what we're going to do, before we get too carried away, we're going to pour antifreeze in it and check for leaks. Up on the top, we'll run it a while and check for leaks. And if we're content and happy with all that, then we'll put that big plastic piece on there. Because that plastic piece is going to cover some of this stuff up here, and we need to be able to see it. Okay, well, let me start pouring antifreeze in it, and well, how hot is it? We'll put that exhaust shielding on there right fast. Leak here. This little hose here was leaking. Didn't have it on there good enough. Let's try it again. It's kind of hard to tell. It's hard to tell where it was coming from. The fan was wicking it up and pushing it to a different place, and couldn't tell where in the hell it was leaking from. fixed. Should have just put new hoses on it, I guess, all the way around. Let's see what, give her some throttle there. And see what our temp does. Go up to open. Something on that fan hub makes a little noise. Take that belt loose again, check that fan hub a little better. Might have a pulley bearing or something going bad too. I didn't really look at those real hard. Damn filter leaking or what? About as warm as she's getting right there, which is good. He needs a fan clutch. That fan doesn't ever kick off. Guys, I think I got this thing whipped. Down the road. What this thing's got on it for hours. That's service hours. don't know, I can't get that thing to work. Who knows, huh? I'm just keeping a close eye on my oil pressure, my water temp. We'll get out down here on the corner, make sure we don't hear anything or no bad leaks or anything. Something like a serpentine belter or a idler or something squeaking on the front. I like to put them through the paces as much as I can. You know, I mean, you can't, I don't have a field to go put an implement in the ground and pull it. This is about the best I can do for testing it. Now, park lock wasn't working yesterday in it, and it still ain't. He's got a park lock problem. And there's something on the front end here squeaking. Something just squeaking a little bit there on the front end. Now the park lock is not flashing. Start out in a little lower gear maybe. We'll go down to the end of the pavement, turn around and come back. Makes you nervous when you do these engine rebuilds because, to be completely honest with you, if something does happen when they do get it back and you got a $10 an hour guy out there running it, he ain't gonna give a shit whether the engine blows up. It ain't no sweat off his ass, you know. That's the problem with these big outfits. It makes you nervous. An owner-operator, most of the time, anything that's a little bit abnormal, they know. The guy that owns the ground owns the tractor, you know, and he'll call you and say, hey, something ain't quite right. I want you to look at it. I'm not going to run it anymore. But there's a lot of these guys that work for these outfits, and they'll run them till they seize up. They don't give a shit. We'll go down here by the cemetery and turn around and come back. Heater works good in it. This tractor actually rides better than that 8320 that we had, which is kind of odd because it's older, but it seems like it rides better. The engine oil pressure, water temp is staying good on it. Put her in R for race and back up. Here we go. How does the windshield wiper work? Yeah, the blade ain't working shit, but the windshield wiper works. Really, for a tractor this old and this many hours, I know he told me how many hours it had on it. It had like 12,000 hours. Really, it's not in too bad a shape. Especially for having 100 employees and a different guy on it every damn day that doesn't give a shit about anything but getting his check at the end of the week. Got something going on here. None of this shit's working anymore on the flow controls and all that stuff. None of that's working. Put her in 16th gear and put a little load on her. running her up to about 2 grand. Yeah, she stays right there about halfway on the coolant, which is good. You don't get too warm or anything. The old feedlot, I see they're trying to fix it back up again. They kind of let that thing go pretty bad, and it used to be a really nice feedlot when I was a kid. They're starting to fix her back up again and get her nice. The brother that originally had the place, well, there was 3 brothers, and 2 of them kind of moved off, and the one, he kind of let things go. Didn't take care of stuff very well. Now he died. Got mouth cancer from chewing Copenhagen, and they probably could have saved him, but he was just so bullheaded he wouldn't go to the doctor till he had a goddamn hole in his mouth. By the time it got to that point, it had already gotten to his lymph nodes, and he was done. Once that shit gets in your lymph nodes, you're done. So then the other brother, he quit what he was doing and came back to take care of the family place here, and he's trying to get it all fixed back up again. I chewed Copenhagen for, let's see, started chewing when I was 13. I quit chewing Copenhagen when I was 35. That's when I seen that guy with a hole in his mouth. I decided that I didn't want to be like that, so I ain't shitting you. I threw my can out the window of my service truck one day when I was working for the strawberry nursery, and I never chewed again since. God's honest truth. And you know what? Everybody says, oh yeah, you'll gain some weight, you skinny little son of a gun. I didn't gain an ounce. Kind of hard to tell in these track machines what's going on when you do an engine or a transmission, because the tracks vibrate the cab so bad on the pavement you can't tell if you got something wrong or not. Wheel tractor, most of the time you can tell. Well, they got 3 now. They had an 865B Challenger, an 835 MT835, and I see they just bought an 865C. They like the John Deere wheel tractors, but you never see them buy any track machines John Deere. It's all Challengers. come pick up this Case tractor and get it out of here. Golly, man. I guess he's not gonna pick it up till he needs it. Yep, there's something going on with the park lock in it. It's just taking a while for the park brake pressure in the piston to bleed off. You got a fucking park brake shuttle valve or spool valve or something hanging up. Well, she sounds good. Let's give her a little throttle. Make sure oil pressure stays good after she's at idle. Well, I think I'll call them and tell them to come and get it. That mechanic they've got here, he's actually pretty good farm mechanic. I'll tell him to periodically just go out there and check the fluids on it, look it over and make sure it doesn't have any leaks. He'll check it out. He actually cares. Doing on oil's nice and clean. Nothing wrong with that. All right, well, that's it for the 8300.